Why did BTS's Jin, RM, and J-Hope sell some of their stocks? Between last week of October, I think, to November 5, the three of them sold some of their stocks, not all of them, some of them. And a lot of people felt it was a bad move or it was a mistake because in less than a week, right around November 10, HYBE stocks actually got to its all-time high of around $400, right around that. Right now, it's resting at $350. So people felt that had they waited one more week, they would have been able to sell their stocks at a much higher price. Okay, the short answer to that, is I don't know, because I'm not BTS. I'm not any of the three of them. I'm not their financial advisor. I am not their wealth manager. So I think someone with that much money, I'm pretty sure they have their financial advisors, financial planners, or wealth managers. So I'm sure before they made that move, I think we can all agree, all members of BTS, they're all very, very smart. They all know how to manage their life, their money, their investments. And I don't think that they just woke up one morning and said, I wanted to have 4 million today, I'm going to sell some of my stocks. I don't think they fly that way. So I'm pretty sure that they made plans, they have their strategy, and there's a huge reason, a very important reason they decided to sell their stocks. However, from an investment perspective, not necessarily theirs, but from an investment perspective, when you're building your wealth, this is a very common strategy. What they did, selling their stock, is a very, very common strategy. Okay, so when you're investing in stocks, there are two ways you can do it: long-term or short-term. Short-term is anybody who's just buying and selling their stock fast. Like if they buy something, it goes up 3%, 5%, 10%, they sell, move on to another stock. And so they build their wealth that way. We call them active traders. There are some who are long-term investors. So that depends on how you define long-term for you. But for me, it's years and years and years. So let's just say 10 years ago, you bought 100 shares of Google. At that time, Google was selling for $260 back in 2011. Fast forward 10 years, Google is now selling for $2,800, or $2,800. So that means the initial investment, because if you bought 100 shares of Google 10 years ago at $260, then your initial investment would be $26,000. Fast forward 10 years, Google selling at $2,800. That means that your initial investment is now $280,000. That is not bad. That is more than 1,000% gain. That is not bad at all. Had you put that in cash, your $26,000 would be worth nothing today. So the 1,000% gain, that is not bad at all. However, you have to remember one thing. That still means that for 10 years you weren't able to touch your money, and that you rely exclusively on that company to grow your money. You can reinvest that money in another business or another venture where you have much more control, or where the growth of your money could be faster. Okay, let's say, let's just take that example. The $226,000 that you initially invested. So you invested it in Google, and you said, as soon as it hits 100,000, I'm going to pull out, and then I'm going to cash it out, and then I'm going to reinvest it in something else. So it hits 100,000 in 5 years, you cash it out. Then Google continues growing. That means you missed out on the $180,000 you could have gotten had you waited 5 more years. However, you reinvested it in another business, and that business grew, and in 5 years, you gained $5 million. So the $180,000 that you missed because you pulled out early in Google is nothing now compared to the $5 million that you got because you reinvested the money somewhere else. So that's one strategy. That's one possibility. They pulled out some of the money that they have on using the stocks, by selling some of the stocks that they have, and reinvested it somewhere else. That's one possibility. I don't know if that's what they did, but that's one possibility. The other possibility is that they reinvested it in another stock. So you probably felt, oh, this stock is going to grow higher, faster. So I'm going to reinvest it there. That's not a bad move. That's a very, very common move, and I do it all the time. So that's one strategy. Now, the other possibility is that they probably just wanted to use it somewhere else, somewhere that they felt is important, maybe charity, maybe they are buying a house or whatever that may be. Maybe they're giving it to their parents. That's definitely worth it. So there's so many possibilities. But from an investment, from a wealth building point of view, an investment point of view, just because they missed out on the 100, let's just say $100 increase of HYBE stocks, that doesn't mean that they made the wrong move. They probably reverted their money to another form of investment or to another business or whatever. But I don't know for sure. Okay, so I'm very happy actually. This is just pure joy being able to share, being able to talk about investment and stuff. I have just actually started this year on my journey towards investing. I was blessed and lucky enough to work for an investment company, and of course that came with education, and I'm working with people who have been building wealth different ways, and so that sort of sparked my interest. So it's something that I enjoy. It's not really like a passion, but something I just enjoy, and I'm happy that I'm able to share it in this platform under this topic. I hope that you learned a thing or two, and if you have any questions, hit me up.